Okay, so here is a pitch for a Netflix television series called Preggies. Right? So imagine a world where teen pregnancy was more or less unheard of, certainly unnewsworthy. Then, at clinics around the country, more and more young girls between the ages of 12 and 15 began to ask their doctors and therapists if they could get pregnant. The doctors at first were puzzled and didn't know how to deal with this cohort, so they started sending these girls to self-identified pregnancy therapists. These pregnancy therapists took notes on these girls and began to diagnose them with a condition which required affirmative care. Looking at statistics, these pregnancy therapists saw that girls who gave birth were less likely to commit suicide, and so surmised that to not give them what they wanted would basically be sending them to their death. Listen, the pregnancy therapists told the parents of these girls, "Do you want a dead daughter or a living grandchild?" If the parents held out, the pregnancy therapists listed troubling signs in need of addressing. The girls liked to play house, they liked dolls, they enjoyed babysitting, they would feed the family pet from a bottle, they played doctor, or she said she wanted to be a mom. There was a mountain of evidence to prove that these girls' authentic selves were as mothers. "Try this," the pregnancy therapists told the parents. "Let your daughter social transition into a mother for a month or so. This will prove to you and the world that it is her true nature to nurture. Here, we have these prosthetic bellies. Let her wear this and carry around a 5-pound bag of flour to school. This is in her best interest." The media ate this up. Preggie Kids, a reality TV show about 12-year-old girls who had successfully been impregnated, followed them through their trimesters with a brilliant climax of synchronized induced births. And it smashed ratings. More girls wanted to be pregnant. Celebrities left and right trotted out their waifish daughters, bellies popping out with fetal fecundity. Magazine spreads announced the advent of a new generation born before their parents could drive. School counselors began offering fertility services. If a girl's parents were against this, there were state laws in place ensuring the mothers-to-be could access health care without their guardians' oversight. Therapists who tried to dissuade girls from preteen pregnancy were vilified on the internet. They were targeted by activists as cruel, as eugenicists, as antinatalists, fetal phobic. Federal governments enshrined laws that banned anti-advent therapy. Affirmation alone was the humane path for these girls, who began to compete amongst each other to see how many children they could pop out before their 18th birthday. Susie Smith, an Illinois teen, was able to get 10 rugrats into the world between her 12th and 18th year. Endocrinologists began to receive generous grants, and new hormones were devised that could induce fertility in girls as young as 6. Hip ratios of pubescence had never before been so thick. Unexpected side effects didn't arise until the mid-20s, by which point most of the doctors involved had retired on their fat earnings. Preteen pregnancy mortality rates were largely overlooked as a left-wing conspiracy, as well as the stats showing unhappiness in a small, very small, nothing to concern yourself with, percentile of early mothers. Their bad choices should not impede the rest. Adoption rates began to spike. 16 to 18-year-olds began abandoning their young, running off to college or to canneries far in the north, where babies could not be shipped. Then, almost as suddenly, girls stopped wanting to be pregnant. The preteen fertility infrastructure was almost immediately dismantled. Schools were filled with kids who were each other's aunts, uncles, nephews, nieces, sometimes even great-aunts and uncles. The fertility generation, as it would be called, hobbled on with wombs spent and teats sagging, aged before their time, but enriched with experience. And so the world spends, with some trends being more outrageous than others. Well, that's my pitch. What do you guys think? Is it crazier than what's going on right now?